Start. Sir, in connection with the dispute between India and Pakistan regarding the utilization of the waters of the index system of rivers, it would not be desirable for me at this stage to deal with the controversial aspects of matters which are still the subject of negotiation between the two countries. I shall, however, acquaint the House with the present position in respect of this dispute. The House will recall that on the 4th May 1948, the governments of India and Pakistan entered into an agreement by which India was progressively to diminish the supply of waters to Pakistan canals as Pakistan tapped alternative sources of supply. Not much progress could, however, be made in the implementation of this agreement till towards the end of 1952. The president of the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development suggested that the bank would be prepared to lend its good offices in resolving the dispute. The governments of India and Pakistan accepted in March 1953 the proposal of the bank that a working party should be set up consisting of engineers of India and Pakistan who would be assisted by engineers of the bank with the object of preparing for the consideration of the two governments a comprehensive plan for the development of the water resources of the index region so that the river supplies effectively available to each country would be increased substantially beyond what they had ever been. It was agreed also at that time that neither party would, while joint work was in progress, diminish the supplies of water available to the other side for existing uses. It will readily be appreciated that though this condition was expressed as a mutual obligation, it was a condition which bound India alone, for Pakistan does not supply any waters to India. This unilateral restriction was, however, accepted by the government of India solely in the interests of a speedy settlement. It was not expected at that time that the work of the working party would take very long. From May 1953 till August 1954, the engineers of the two sides, assisted by the engineers of the bank, collected a vast amount of statistical and engineering data required for the preparation of the comprehensive plan. In September, the working party met in Washington. Stop. These efforts met, however, with no success, and on the 5th February 1955, the bank, finding that there was no prospect of further discussions proving fruitful, presented a proposal to the working party which, in its view, would produce a fair and economic result for both countries. The government of India gave detailed and annexous consideration to this proposal, which fell far short of India's requirements and which, in addition, involved for them a considerable financial liability, the justification for which was not clear. They decided, however, to accept the bank's proposal primarily because they wished, in the interests of good relations with their neighbor, to take every opportunity that might present itself for the settlement of a dispute which had been in existence for many years. They accordingly communicated to the bank their acceptance of the proposal on March 22, 1955. From the 5th of February till the middle of June 1955, the Indian delegation waited in Washington in the hope of getting a clear answer from Pakistan as to whether they did or did not accept the bank's proposal. When, even in spite of an appeal by the bank, there was no positive response from Pakistan, the government of India had no option but to come to the conclusion that further progress of the cooperative effort undertaken with the assistance of the bank had become impossible, and Pakistan has therefore voided the understanding under which the working party had been set up. They informed the bank accordingly on the 21st June 1955, from which date the working party set up in 1953 was regarded as having come to an end. While declaring that the agreement of March 13, 1953 had been voided, the government of India informed the bank of their readiness to consider new arrangements for working out a comprehensive plan on the basis of the bank's proposal as soon as Pakistan would agree to accept it. Although no longer bound now by the unilateral restriction agreed to in March 1953, the government of India also offered to enter into an agreement for transitional period which would enable developments to proceed in both countries on an agreed schedule as envisaged in the bank's proposal. Recently, the bank has made proposals to the two governments for the commencement of fresh negotiations on the basis of the bank's proposal and has proposed new terms of reference. The bank has been waiting for the response from both the governments. Stop.